What up, everyone? It's Nurse Frog, and I have lost over 180 pounds using the assistance of GLP-1 GIP combination. Started out with the Monjaro, moved over to the Zepbound, and then compounded terzepatide. Great results. I started out with my high weight of 330, and I'm now 149 pounds. I actually went a little bit below my goal. I had a goal range of 165 to 175, and I'm working my way back up to at least that 155-ish mark and try to move it up from there. But otherwise, everything is going well. What worked best for me? What was my number one thing that I stood by from the beginning that I feel has not only had me to have a great result with my weight loss, but has also enabled me to maintain this loss for more than 2 years. I have been maintaining at my goal weight or goal range past 2 years. So let me tell you what may help you and that you may not be thinking about. I think what we do is we start to look at other people and we start to compare ourselves to those people. On a weight loss journey, that is where it's going to start your downfall. What you need to do is come into this thing with open eyes. If you're going to be using a tool like a GLP-1, you need to have a different outlook than what you had in the past when it came to losing weight. I have been doing this weight loss and fighting obesity thing. This battle for me has lasted 3 decades. In the last 3 years, I finally found that thing that clicked for me. Been praying for something to click for me for decades, okay? But I have actually enjoyed this. So I do have a lot to say. I know there's a lot of people out here new on their journey. They might have been on their journey maybe 12 weeks, 14 weeks. See some people that only been on it 6 months, all those things. And yes, they do have some things to offer. But I would tell you to be careful about that you need to make sure that you are understanding how to navigate your journey by hearing what the people have to say. But you need to really pay attention because when you first start, you really, those first 3 6 months, your body's still getting used to the medication. So my advice to you, my number one thing that I know kept me online, that helped me be successful at losing over 180 pounds, was that I had a mind shift and that I did not do any drastic changes. Because if you concentrate on making changes that fit the lifestyle that you're already doing, it will help you stay at a good place. And what do I mean by that? I mean that if you don't do anything drastic, make small changes to what you already love. So you don't go in and just automatically do like you used to doing what diet culture taught. If diet culture was right, you would already be at your goal and you would be there and not only get to your goal, because guess what? All of us have lost weight, most of us, and we've gotten to a goal. But did you stay there? So, what I'm telling you is my best advice is small changes. Small changes are going to be what is going to keep you there. So, how I did my journey, what worked for me was to continue to make sure that I made small tweaks to what I was already doing so that I didn't feel like I was giving up anything or that I was having to start from ground zero and just fight my way through. And baby, I battled for 30 years. So the battle, I'm not doing that. Okay. Listen to your body. Make small changes of what works for your body. Okay. Learn yourself. And don't expect anything to happen so quickly. Some people start out, yes, they're big drops. And when you start comparing yourself to those people, then you find yourself getting discouraged. Do not, I actually was a hyper responder, but I'm telling you right now, I don't want anyone to look at how fast I was able to drop it and be discouraged about their rate, because we're all going to have losses at different rates, right? So I just want you to stay positive and give yourself grace, make small changes, like whatever you're normally eating. And a lot of us had already made changes, but the scale just wasn't moving with us. I know for me, I had already tried to make lifestyle changes, but I didn't have good results until I added the tool of a GLP-1. And I found that, hey, your body actually was working against you. Having this, it helped me. it helped me. It was the thing that was missing for me to make sure that my hormone levels and everything was in check. And then finally, the weight started dropping. But one thing I did not do, I didn't want to fall into that bucket of fad diets. You don't want to fall into that fad diet era again because, like I said, you need to leave the diet culture alone and just make small lifestyle changes. Because guess what? This is something that we need to do forever. So it's about a lifestyle change. And I know we used to hear that all the time in the past and da 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 da, lifestyle, but no, truly make it a lifestyle change. Don't even think of it as a diet. And one thing what you're going to notice is as you make these changes, your diet is not something you're going to be so fixated on anymore. I know I'm not because I started making changes and then you just automatically, as time goes by, those small changes to another change and another change. Before you know it, you have tweaked your journey perfectly for you, not for me, not for that person that you're watching over here or that person that you're watching over there, but you tweak your journey with these small changes that fit your life. And the next thing you know, you have made your own lifestyle change that will stick with you from the start to finish. I lost 180 pounds and I did it by making small changes. If there was a meal that I liked, I made sure that, okay, I'm going to have this same meal, but I'm going to make sure that this meal is packed with protein. And I'm going to not cut any, restrict any group out, but I'm going to favor the protein when I'm eating. I'm still going to eat a little bit of that carb, have a lot more of the vegetables, and then every now and then I'm going to have fruits that I know agree with me, and just balance it all out. Eating balanced is going to be your best bet when you're making these small changes. Keep some of that heaviness off of you, thinking that you have to do a diet exactly like it's written in a book. Tailor this journey according to you and your lifestyle. Some of you guys may be single and you may want to meal prep. Somebody may have 3, 4 children, and you got to cook a lot of things that fall around what those children like. Well, make a little bit more of the meat or something, or the protein, or focus on something that you like. Put a salad protein on the side and let the kids still have their whole meal. You got to do what works for you that you can be consistent with, right? Don't make it a chore because I'm telling you, you will do that chore in the beginning and then you will move on from that chore. That is the kind of changes I'm talking about. And this is a quick 8 to 10 minute video just to talk about a few things in the beginning, like what helped me get started, what were the little changes. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this. And then this is part one. And then we're going to add a part two and a part three. Let me know in the comments anything that you want me to add, and we can alter that. But anyway, so for me, the small change, adjusting my protein, eating what I normally like. I think that's where people mess up. You want to change it all. Eat what you normally like, and you're going to tweak it. You're going to start as the medication works. You're going to find that you're not going to desire as much of it. Your satiety is going to be there because that's how it works. It keeps you satiated longer. And so you'll be able to eat less. And then you start to use, especially with the GIP component, you start to not have so much excitement about food, right? I mean, and the noise and the talking and the chatter in the background, I call it the food noise, will reduce and you won't be wanting to snack as much, right? And so that's a benefit in itself. And what we're going to do is take advantage of that because what that medication has just done for you, baby, it put you back in the driver's seat. It's got you in control of what you're doing now. And that's important. That's the missing piece I felt like from years of doing this. I'm in the driver's seat, which means I can make decisions about what I want to do and how I want to progress throughout the journey. So that to me is so important. So, like I said, part one, the most important thing is small changes, no drastic changes can be a lot of people's downfall. Okay, drastic changes and comparing yourself to others, thief of all joy is comparison. Remember, those two things I'm gonna need you to pay attention to. And then number three, you definitely have to start to learn to give yourself grace and while you're trying to learn how to step back away from that diet culture that was so drilled in your head that we gotta, and it shouldn't be that hard after you start going back and looking at the evidence. Did it work for you? Did the diet culture work for you? Or you wouldn't be in the seat you are now dealing with obesity if it did. You would be already settled, right? It's only going to work for a few people, but the people that have chronic obesity need to stick away from the diet culture. Okay, so we're going to learn how to be normal, normalize being normal, normalize having a balance, normalize being able to do this thing the way you prefer to do it. I hope this is a great start for us. I hope that you guys will come back for part two. Part two, I want to talk about exactly what I focused on, what I was eating. What did I eat? What were some of the things that I kind of stuck to, behaviors that I used that kind of fit my lifestyle? And so we just have to learn how to come in and tweak it and put ourselves first and do what we know our body wants. Again, my name is Raquel, aka Nurse Rock, and I hope you enjoy hanging out with me. All right, see you on the next one.